Hey guys, it's Trent here from Ironfire Australia, and we're at the assembly line in central Queensland looking at the ultimate 20-inch pit. This one has almost all of the upgrades that are available in the 20-inch pit. Has the smoking tower, has the benches, has everything, and we're going to show you all of the specs here today so you can get a good idea of what's going on. So we're looking at the 20-inch stick smoker. The way this thing has been designed is we've used Inventor. We use Inventor AutoCAD software to perfectly balance this counterweight. So you only need a couple of kilos of pressure to lift this thing up and down. So even for the ladies at home, it's nice and light. Inside here you got two strong, heavy-duty trays with handles so that you can open it easily without getting your fingers caught. You'll see some of the conventional barbecues where you can get them in there and you can get them pinched. These ones have the angle on top to keep your fingers nice and safe. Underneath there is a perilla tray which you can access from the side. So this barbecue is designed so that you can do wood-fired cooking, whether it's a reverse stick flow smoker, you can do over the coals perilla, you can use the warming tower on the side if you want to cook pizzas, lasagnas, whatever you want to do, you can do anything in here. So down the left hand side of the smoker we've got the perilla access tray here. You can just unbolt this. Inside there's a big perilla tray, pull it all the way out, fill it full of coals, and you can do over the coal cooking on the inside of the stick. Bolt hole here and the bolt hole in the warming tower for your temp probe. This stick in particular, we've got an additional angle bracket just sitting here on the inside. The gentleman that's buying this one wants to take it, test it out, get his cooking skills up to scratch, and then he's going to cut the legs off and he's going to bolt it straight onto a trailer. So this has the provision here for it to turn into a trailer mount afterwards so that he can keep the same pit that he's used to cooking on. We've opted for the mesh tray on the bottom. That way you don't have any heat issues, your timber floor on the bottom is not going to catch on fire, you're not going to have any problems. You can throw anything you want on there, it's steel and it's sturdy, and you can touch up paint later on and keep your pit looking smick. We've gone the wheelie bin casters with the lock, so it's easy to maneuver the pit, whether it's at home on the grass or in concrete. You can push it around, get the mate or the missus to give you a hand, and you can move this pit around. It's quite mobile. So underneath the pit here, guys, is the 1-inch ball valve. You can just hang a little stainless steel bucket on there and drain all that fat and oil straight out of there. We've got a pull-away table, stainless steel table. It's polished stainless steel. It's on a drop lock, so you can pull it and drop it down out of your way if you don't want it in your way while you're cooking. The prep table's there if you do want it. This is an added option. If you don't want the prep table, you can get the stick smoker without this in your way. On these drawers we've got little tiny aluminium keepers that stop the tray from falling out, so you can pull it out here and you can prep straight up on your cooking tray. And these trays are easily removable too, and they're quite light in construction. So we've opted for a purpose-built mesh here, nice fine mesh so that your meat doesn't fall through, so it's easy to clean. It's got a flat aperture, it's not on the angles like some of the guys use. This one's easy, just pull it out and gurney it. On the inside here you'll see the big perilla tray. This is a heavy-duty removable tray, and that's the one that slides out down the end. This tray is good for the perilla cooking, but it's also good for capturing fat. So because this has a fully welded tuning deck in there and this tray, it's so easy to clean. To clean this is the option that I would recommend. There is an option for the individual tuning plates, but the welded plate is definitely the option I would recommend, because you can just pull this out, grab a paint scraper, clean the whole thing out. Top tray can come out if you're cooking something really big in there and you want to leave a bit of room, you can pull it out. So 20 mil plate keepers in here. The lid here is cut all out of this line pipe. So this is a 1500, 1200 long. You can get these all the way up to 2 meters long. It's fully customizable on what you want. These line pipes come in 12 meter lengths, so we can cut them down to whatever you need. As I said earlier, because they are line pipe, it's high pressure pipe. This isn't rolled thin sheet like some of the Chinese made stuff. This is cut thick line pipe, high pressure pipe. We only use tell-true gauges. You can get the standard gauges or you can get the glow-in-the-dark ones like this. The pit has 4 gauges spread out across the firebox and across the stick. You can get these customizable if you want to put the big gauges on, or you want to go 4 on here if you want to really control your temp. We can pretty well do anything you want. We can change the handles, but as you see here is off-the-shelf X-stock. Now the counterweight is also interchangeable. If you want to put your family name or your pit name or your your team name or your restaurant name, it can be laser cut, and instead of pop riveting iron fire onto here, we can pop rivet your name on there. So on the hinge of the lid here, we've got telescoped bar and pipe, and it goes all the way through, so it's one big solid pin of solid bar there. That way, if your lid does cop a bit of a beating or the heat does get to it, it's not going to warp and step out of the way. It is going to keep the seal nice and crisp like that. So you can see on the side here, we test all of our seals, trying to minimize the smoke and the leakage. We want to make the most efficient pit that we can, and having gaps in the lid is just going to waste energy. Okay, so moving on to the 5-inch stacks here, we've got 2 stacks. One is to increase the airflow into the airbox. The first stack is just to control the airflow through the stick. These are removable, and that's just to reduce the height for transportation. You'll see these, you just bolt them on when you come home. There's a few bolts there and away you go. Now we've got the cool touch handles on everything that you can move and touch while the pit's in operation. While you're operating the pit, you don't want these handles hot. You want the cool touch handles. So they're all stainless steel. We individually wrap them when we paint it, so we don't paint over the stainless. It's not going to peel off. It's not going to look crappy after a couple of months. So they're all adjustable stainless steel flutes over top. We've got ours so that it's flat to flat connection, again to stop the smoke. So if you want to stop the smoke from coming out of here, you just turn it off and it will stop. There's a lot of handles here. One is to open the door, and you'll see inside the warming tower there's 3 shelves with similar construction to the shelves that are in the stick. Again, this is an option. You can get the 20-inch smoker without the warming tower, and instead of having the warming tower, there'll actually be a flat plate on there so that you have a flip-up lid and a grill plate, and you can lift the internal plate in the firebox and you can actually sear steaks on there like a flame grill. 3 solid constructed shelves with the same flat profile mesh that is in the stick. This needs to be flat. Don't buy pits from anywhere else, guys, that aren't flat, because it's just too hard to clean. You can't scrub mesh. Again, we've got the angle keepers on the slides so that you can pull the tray out and it's not going to fall out and put all your food all over the ground. Every single tray has them keepers. On the inside here, there's an actuator. That's what this handle does. So you pull it back, turn the handle, push it back in, and that will keep your air vent open. So on the inside of the stick here, as the reverse flow is running through, there is an opening here that will allow the air to flow all the way through into the warming tower. You can regulate how much heat you want in here by increasing or decreasing the airflow, or by moving the tuning plates on the bottom. So working from top to bottom, again 5-inch stack with the cool touch handles to regulate your airflow. We've got the 3 removable adjustable tuning plates on the bottom. If you want to turn this into a pizza oven, you just pull one tuning plate out and shuffle them around. It'll increase the temperature. It'll be straight up to pizza cooking temp. So below the smoking tower, we've got stainless steel air vents with cool touch handles. There's 2 of these. There's one on this side and one on the back side. So when you are getting that fire going, you want to try and maximize the amount of air in there. We've built a robust axle that's solid bar and hollow bar with a big locking bolt and solid constructed wheels. So you're not going to have any problems with your wheels buckling under the weight if you need to move them around. We've got a stainless steel, polished stainless steel. Everything on here is polished. This is your tool holder, so if you want to throw your gloves in here, or you want to throw your fire lighters in here, or any of your spatulas and tongs or anything you're using can all go in your tool holder. Again, 2 tell-true gauges, customizable options, glow-in-the-dark and non-glow-in-the-dark. And you'll see on the side here, as I said earlier, there's a little bolt hole for you to put your temp probe in for you guys that are running temp probes in your box. So the whole barbecue is fully welded. It's no stitches, it's not silicone, it's not sealed up, it's fully welded. This whole thing is 8mm construction. Coming around to the side here, we've got the tea towel rack. If you want to throw your tea towels or hang your tongs on, anything you want to do, this is just an added round bar. Opening up the firebox is the same, cool touch handles as everything else. Again, we've used a solid pin and hollow and pipe assembly to keep it nice and sturdy so it doesn't warp and bend. So on the inside here, you'll see there's a fire grate. This fire grate can be lifted to this height, and you can light your fire up high to bring it up into your cooking tower if you want to cook pizzas or whatever. If if the cooking tower wasn't here and you wanted to move your fire up, you could then use that as your steak searing grill for your wood-fired grill cooking. This grill comes down, you'll see there's cut-out slots for your options. You can run 1 or 2 grills, but for standard operation for stick smokers, you drop the grill down to the bottom slat and you can use the ashtray to clean it out. We've given it a good size firebox. This is a bit larger than standard. We've actually used the same model on the bigger pits so that the stick length without the smoking tower can be a 1500 pit or a 3-meter pit. So the firebox is actually built to supply twice the amount of air volume that it needs so that you can have the options of the tower or an extended long pit. Okay, so around the back of the warming tower, for the guys that have the warming tower upgrade, we throw these tuning plate holders. So if you want to, if you're going to go the adjustable tuning plates, there's 3 in here and there's an option for 4 or 5 in here. This one's welded. However, if you've got the adjustables, you can hang them up on here, come around the back with a gurney, spray down your tuning plates. It's just a station to hang them. Okay guys, so the pit is coated with high temp resistant potbelly black paint. And every pit comes with a free tin of touch-up paint so that you can touch it up as you go. Over the time, in the heat affected zones, the paint will start to fade and dull off and you'll just want to touch it up. So every year you want to give your pit a good overhaul and touch your paint up, and all those paints are available here at Ironfire. So guys, if there's anything that you want customized that you can't see on the webpage, please get in contact with the sales team at Ironfire and get one of these 20-inch smokers with all the bells and whistles in your backyard.